So this is the two-person MT500 trekking tent from Decathlon or Forclaz. Let's pop it open and have a look. Instructions, they're all inside, all nice and neat. Looks quite good actually. Right, let's get it up. But first, let's show you what's in it. So you've got your bag. You've got a piece of material to hold it all together. You've also got your bag with your stakes in, and I believe this has probably got one cord in as well. That's for the two sets of poles. One breaks, one snaps, one fractures. X amount of pegs here. This is all the cord, which I should be putting on at a later time. Got 4 pieces of cord there, obviously each corner being 2-man. And then you've got 12 pegs, but I'll probably swap them out, change them out. Right, these are your poles. Nice waterproof bag, pretty tight. So 2 sets of poles, all nicely colour coded. And we'll get them up in a bit, we'll see how long they are. Funny little tip on them. But I think that may be for the top beam that goes across the top. And the inner and outer tent, I believe by the looks of it, by the first look of it, looks like maybe you can separate the outer from the inner. I hope so, because I like it when you can do that, because then you can use the outer as a tarp. That is the full kit so far. Right, let's get it up. Right. So I'll take you through a mini setup, and obviously all I'm going to do is I'm in my back garden now, and I'm just going to set up the tent just here. We'll look at the size of the poles, the pegs, or what you get with the Forclaz MT500 from Decathlon. Right, I don't believe this actually comes with the ground sheet, so I'm just going to lay this out now. So we'll get the 4 corners out, and then we'll start to pitch. Obviously you've seen this tent stand up in really high winds, as in when Aaron was using it just the other weekend up in Wales. Well, you know it can take the wind, put it that way. So that was our little wind test. But this is just set up because we never did it. So right, here we go. First of all, we'll start with putting up the red one. So the red one goes straight through the middle. It looks like it's only about 4 foot high, but that will go through the centre. So there's a little slotting manoeuvre just here, and if I just connect that through, put it through the centre one first, then into the slot, go to the other side of the tent and put it in, and then obviously hook it over with the little hooks, and they'll come apparent in a minute. So that's your middle strut, that's the first thing you do. Right, so then the second bit is you've got your poles. Now I don't want to pin it down yet, because I get the feeling I might have to change it around. Remember, this is the first time that I've actually set this tent up myself, and they're exactly the same. They're like a 14-foot pole. I'll put the first one in now. 2 little red bits here indicating which ones to put them through. I don't think you can put it through from the other side. No, it doesn't even pop out the other end, so it goes straight into a pocket, sits there, and the other end comes in the same as the top was earlier, straight into a pocket at the bottom. That's one bar in. This is why Aaron didn't want to video himself putting this up, because it is a bit of a funny one. Again, the red bit there is to indicate where to put it through. Like I said, you only put them through from one side, just in case you come up against wind. You feed it all the way through. It's just one big long pocket. And then it should start to take shape. Just feed this through to the bottom end of the pocket. It is a freestanding tent, so you get to move it about wherever you like. So I'll put the pegs in now, and hopefully it should start to take shape. Right, I'm going to fully pin it out as well, as I would if I was out in said wild. I'll be using this a lot in the winter. I think this will be a marvellous tent. Obviously for most of my winter camps I've been using the Hilleberg Solo, but I've come to that point where the last time I was out in it I was actually getting wet, seeping through from the outer fly, so it might need another coating. I ain't too sure yet. My ground's quite firm, as you can see me trying to push the pegs into the ground. Let's see if we can open the vent holes up. I'll also peg out the guide lines as well. Well, I would do, but I haven't attached them yet. And now I will add the guide lines in a bit. So what we'll do is we'll have a little look inside, and I shall put out the guide lines in a minute. I'll attach the guide lines so you can see what it's fully like, just in case you come up against a storm. Right, so there's the Velcro. Just Velcro on the bottom. Material's all attached up here. It's all double stitched. I don't know what kind of zip they are. You get 2 zips attached on both sides by the looks of things. So you can either lower it up here, or you can lower it from wherever I put the last one. Get your vent in, As you can see, it's a very dark tent, which will be great. Now the zip's actually attached to the door, which in my eyes is quite a good thing, because that means already ready to roll it up. It's not going to flap out in the wind. So what I usually do when I put the door back, I still like to extend it out, and I'll try and do that with every tent. Right, we'll have a look inside. Straight off the cook, got your mesh here. If you want to look out, double zips at the bottom. I think this is a 2-door. It's a 2-door version. I don't think there is a one-person version, to be honest. I said this to Aaron when we were sitting on top of the mountain, just over from Tryfan. I said I bet you had a good night's kip, because they are really dark on the inside. So let's have a look inside. It's 2 doors. Great for me and my drone, obviously. If you've seen previous videos, I do like to fly my drone in and out. I don't think this is as big as a Lanshan, but it's definitely perfect. Right, what I'll do is I'll get some light in. I'm going to open the back door up, and then we're going to measure this with a tape measure and give you the exact size of what's inside. Door attached again to the zip. Really, really thick material. Right, so what I'll do is I'll give the tape measure from one end to the other, and let's see how much room we're going to have. So it's about 47 inches wide. Let's see the length. And I've got here about 81 inches. The dimensions of the bit, we'll see how good and how close they are. So that's 81 inches, or you could say it's about let's say about 208 centimetres. A little hook for your torch up there. Like I said, it comes with a little bit of guy rope for putting the old washing line up, and a toggle to tighten it up. Nice bit of vents. You can't actually see out of them, but it gives you a little bit more light. Just to give you an idea of size, that's my Exos 48 backpack. Fits quite snug under there. Wouldn't try standing it up, because otherwise it's just going to fall in against the sheet. There's no real firm place to stick it up, but if you've got a trekking pole with you, which most people do have, I usually lean mine up against that. As for a vestibule area, we'll see what it's like with both doors closed. As you can see, it's not massive, obviously, but you should be cooking with the door open anyway. But when it's raining, you know you can count on me not to bother doing that. But let's just measure it, see how much room you've got to play with. You've got about 44 centimetres or 18 inches to play with if you want to cook with the door closed. Yeah, not a lot of room in the vestibules, but it is still a bomb-worthy tent. Looking on the inside, being at the head end, you've got 2 little pockets here, which don't feel like they'd be too bad. Obviously, you stick your head torch in here. Got 2 little pockets. They're quite good. Obviously, I've said it before. You can stick your light up here. Like again on the other side. Obviously, if you're going to have your bag on one side and your free open space on the other, then you're giving yourself a lot more room to play with. So that without the bag there, peering all the way out, about 26 inches, that's 67 centimetres. Yeah, you've got a good 40 inches of play out there lengthwise. I think it's super uber. I do like the way it's dark on the inside. I think it just gives that better night's kip instead of waking up in the full light. Now, this is me with my boots fully stretched out, heads at the top. Could you fit 2 people in here? Yeah, you could. My arms fully stretched out. It'd be tight, like mostly it is in every 2-man tent. Would you be touching the side? I think if you're a single person in a 2-man tent, you basically sleep diagonally, and you can put kit by your head and then down by your feet. These do have plenty of room in. I still feel like they're like a 1-man tent with plenty of room. I just prefer it like that. You sleep diagonally, you're going to have a hell of a lot more room no matter what you do. But obviously, if you're going to sleep like this, you've got a lot more room to sort your kit out. Now, I believe this tent weighs in at 2.6 kilograms. Oh, sorry, yeah, 2.6. But we'll get into the specs now, just in case it don't. Also, considering that obviously sometimes you try and grab your zip from over there, it's nice to have it right next to your head. Seems to be a lot more easier to just get out. Right, while we spin around this tent, let's lay on some specs to you. So let's go through the specifications of the Trekking Dome Tent 2-person MT500. This is a 2-person trekking tent. Main material is polyester. It's a 3-season tent. Weight in kilograms is 2.6 to 2.8. It's freestanding and the poles are aluminium. The hydrostatic head is thermoplastic polyurethane with 80% polyester. The main fabric is 20% thermoplastic polyurethane, 80% polyester. Poles are aluminium. Its total overall weight is 2.85 kilograms. Comes in a compression sack which takes up to 9 litres. Dimensions are 39 times by 16 times by 15 centimetres. It's easy to assemble. This is a self-standing dome tent. Capacity is for 2 people at 60 centimetres each wide. It's got 2 doors, 2 porches and 2 pockets, and it's wind resistant up to 70 kilometres per hour. It's a hard decision when you first go out. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. It says one thing, when you get there it's another. You don't know what weather it's going to turn out to be like. You know, I've used this bomb-proof tent, the Hilleberg, for so long that actually when I go out now I can start to feel, you know, like spots of rain coming through. So it's nice to have a bigger version, and I'm looking forward to trying this out. Obviously Aaron's been out on a nice kind of dry night. I have no idea if it rained or not on the last one out. But yeah, you know, what are you going to take? I mean, this is 2.4, I believe, and this is 2.6. So you're going to go for room over space. I'll put the specs to the Hilleberg there and the price, and I'll put the specs to the Forclaz here and the price. Now, they are both really good tents, and I think they're both smashing. I'd never get rid of my Hilleberg. Would I change it for the Vern one? No. But I do suffer with room in the Hilleberg. It doesn't feel as big. Once you've got all your kit in there, you know, if you're going on a good couple of days hiking, you've got a lot of kit, forget it. These are one-nighters, two-nighters at a must. You know, you're carrying so much kit, you don't know if you can actually use it properly. You know, I've had, like I said, some kit was getting wet, getting trampled through. Yeah, I've kind of fallen out of love with it. Will I sell it yet? No, I don't think so. As for the 2-man, yet to try it out. Really looking forward to it. And yeah, I think it'll be good. Right, I'm going to finish my tea and you can see what you think. Now, don't always take my opinion. These are just certain tents that I like. One, because of the budget that we're on. Didn't really have a budget for that one. I went out, I needed a bomb-proof tent, so I had to try it out. That one, definitely. I got this because of the price, the space, the fact that it's dark inside. But yeah, I like it. As I've said with all my reviews, do your homework on anything that you're going to go out in, whether it be a jacket, a seat, cookware or a tent. Do your homework. Right, that's all from me. All I can say is, like I said, do your homework, check out other reviews online, see what you think's good enough. Well, and that's me done. So, I'm going to say goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.